Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at one of the Gothitropolis figures from the Four Horsemen. This is EAGALUS. That's his name right there. The American Eagle Warrior. And this is from the Four Horsemen, so you can check that out there. And there's other characters in this line. This one's all birds. So we have a raven, it looks like, a cardinal. That's the raven, that's the cardinal. And a flamingo, and I believe there's a whole batch of them. But I am not super familiar with these. This was sent to me by Drunk Panda Inc. for review, so thanks to him for that. But unfortunately, all I can do is review the figure. I'm not familiar with this line in particular. I do believe, just like that Minotaur one that I did a while back, I believe these are just original characters, just to make cool figures, which, no harm in that. He comes with this, which I believe is supposed to be a cape. It doesn't fit on him particularly well, and I don't know, maybe it's not a cape. It looks like a cape to me, but it doesn't seem like it would practically go on him. So I'll point out that it looks really cool. It's the American flag, but the star part is an eagle's head, and it's kind of torn up and looks awesome, but doesn't seem particularly practical. As far as accessories go, it comes with interchangeable feet. So we have the two flat feet for standing. We have these that look like they're kind of for gripping with the talons out. Very well detailed, by the way. They look awesome. And then lastly, we have two that are clenched, which are kind of cool looking also. He does come with a giant... Oh, you know what? Maybe that's not a... Maybe it's a... I thought this was just a mace, but now it looks kind of like a flagpole, especially since I see that little thing. So he comes with a big mace with a spike on it. I'm still not sure about how this would be connected to that. I don't see any loops or anything, so I don't know. Maybe it's just supposed to look like a flagpole that he turned into a weapon, and then he turned the flag into a cape. I don't know, but either way, that's there, so you guys can figure that out on your own if you have the figure. I'm not sure about that. The sculpt on this thing is incredibly well done. Everything is sculpted with a great amount of detail. All of the little feathers have extra details on them. The armor is super intricate, especially that inner torso piece. Feathers all the way around every part of the body. We have the bigger ones kind of in tufts or ruffles on the elbows, and then we have them coming off the backs of the legs. His little butt flap of feathers there. The armor is really intricate just about everywhere. We have all these different layers here. Really, really cool looking figure. As far as, oh, and the paint. The paint suits the sculpt very well. They did a great job with that. They're shading just about everywhere and all kinds of nice little details. So it's a very cool looking figure if you're feeling particularly patriotic or just like cool looking figures. This is definitely a really good figure to pick up. As far as the articulation goes, the head feels like it's on a single ball peg. It doesn't feel like a double, but it also doesn't feel like it needs it. You can make it look up or down, side to side, you lean it, however you really want to do it, you can pose it just fine. We have a pretty standard ball hinge type design for the shoulder. It is built into the armor, but still kind of limited by that, so it's not going to have the greatest range of motion, but at least it's going to look good while it's doing it. We have a bicep swivel on this layer of the armor, so it's very well hidden, very well designed. Double hinged elbow. So good range of motion there. We have a wrist swivel and a hinge, and each hand is meant to be able to hold that flagpole spike mace thing. We have double swivels, and maybe it's a ball peg for up here, but it doesn't really want to move that much. So all I can say for sure is it swivels at the top and at the bottom of that abdominal section, which will just help for posing. This belt is a loose piece, so it won't get in the way. So that's kind of cool. We have basically standard, and it's kind of hard to see, basically standard ball hinge hips. They're really tight. Let's pull that out just a little bit. They're really tight, so I don't want to force it since I don't own the figure, but you will get a standard T-jointed ball hinge hip in each leg. So if it's your figure, I'm sure you'll be able to get them to work just fine. I just don't want to risk breaking this because, like I said, it's not mine, and that would be bad for me to break somebody else's figure. He does have a single jointed knee hinge at the top of the knee. I think, well actually is that, no, it's just a single. I think it might have been better to connect this part of the knee pad to the lower leg so that it kind of covers it either way, with it up or down. But it still works out okay, plus we've got that knee armor that kind of pops out, so it's not bad like that. Then we have a reverse knee hinge down here, and technically they swivel too. This one won't, but this one will. So you have that, and then we also have another swiveling hinge for the ankles. So pretty good arrangement of articulation, even though the shoulders are a little bit limited. It should be just fine to get any posing done that you need. Very nice looking figure, very, very cool. If you guys are into this sort of thing, even though it's not maybe like Batman or Superman or necessarily an iconic character, this is still a really snazzy figure, and I definitely recommend it. The Four Horsemen did a really, really awesome job with these guys, or at least this one, probably the rest of the batch also. So if you guys can get into this Gothitropolis stuff, I would recommend it. It's very cool stuff. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.